CityGames Manchester hits the streets for its 8th edition, but for the first time it's an evening event. An array of top names are here. Olympic long jump champion Greg Rutherford, Tiff Porter goes in the 100-metre hurdles, US sprint sensation Trayvon Bramell, and world champion Daphne Skippers. Joining me in the commentary box is Stuart Story.
Well, we can take a look at the start list for this women's 200 metres now. There it is. Jodie Leslie goes in 1, Lavinia Nielsen in 2, Emily Diamond goes in 3, and then Laura Muller of Germany in lane 4. She's a 400-metre specialist. Indication therefore, with the athletes in to the left of picture and in the 2 middle lanes being 400-metre specialists, is that they will hold their form very well and be strong in the second half. Jodie Leslie, top of picture in lane 1, they well struggle in this sort of company. Her best over 200 on bend is 24.5. But it's Leslie to the right, Nielsen in lane 2, second to right, second from the top. Muller at the bottom of picture, and away they go. Now, who's going to judge it best here? Going really well at the moment is Emily Diamond, second to left. Nielsen looking strong too in lane 2, but look at Muller, the German, has travelled well. Now Nielsen gets into a running, that 400-metre strength beginning to come through. It's a battle royal between these two. Diamond in third, but Muller just easing herself into the lead here as the clock ticks away. Watch it at the line, it's going to be close. And my word, did Diamond finish strongly as Nielsen began to lose form. Winning time with a 3.6 metre per second wind, 23.11. Having gone out in 11.63. That's a really good win for the German Muller. She'll be absolutely cock-a-hoop with that result, but wasn't she forced to bring out every ounce of effort in order to defeat Lavinia Nielsen over in lane 2, second to right there?
Well, Nielsen certainly got a good start, but Muller on the near side, a bit deceptive. She's close to the camera, but these two were really battling it out, weren't they? Until Laura Muller, world and European junior 4x4, a relay specialist, of course, looking to show that sort of strength here, and she did so very, very well indeed.
Well, there it is, Muller with 23.11 with that strong following wind. Nielsen did hang on to second place by 2/100ths of a second from her compatriot Emily Diamond, with Jodie Leslie back in 4th.
There it is, the start of the 200-metre hurdles. Pretorius, Green, Rogers and Paul. It'll be a good competitive race, this one. And very, very inexperienced, pretty well all of them over 200-metre hurdles, I have to say that. Last little look down that straightaway by Sebastian Roger. Now then, 10 barriers. No problem with the start. Lane 1 has gone, that's Pretorius. So Roger going very well, and Paul on the near side. Sebastian Roger ahead, slightly on touchdown at the moment. Roger really going very nicely. He's got a good stride pattern, coming off the hurdle well with that trail leg, and he's going to take that. Roger wins it, and from Jacob Paul. 4.1 meters per second wind speed behind, so well. And Jack Green found that a bit tough, getting in that, well, Paul and Roger, the two principals in that race, certainly. Let's have another look at that, Tim. It was a good start, and of course, Sebastian Pretorius had real problems.
Well, he did, yeah. He's obviously pulled something coming out of the blocks there, the South African. He's gone, I'm afraid, in lane 1. But didn't Sebastian Roger look sharp? Really, really quick over these barriers, snappy over each barrier. Under pressure here from Jacob Paul nearest the camera. Jack Green just looked rusty, looked race short, really, here. But Sebastian Roger sticks to the task despite that massive following win.
It was almost 400-metre hurdling rather than sprint hurdling over the event thus far. Really having to work hard here, very high over them. Look at the difference in technique. Roger really getting away with that. He quite liked that, that's for sure. Let's just bring you up to date with the result of that. Sebastian Roger, 22.66. That's a very good time, I can tell you. And Paul, 22.84, personal best, first two personal bests. And Jack Green, 23.29. That is very respectable too.
I know you always like wearing your GB colours. You've represented Britain proudly in the past, and you want to this year, obviously, because it's Olympic year. How's winter training gone? How are you looking at the year ahead?
It's gone great. Back with my old coach, Steve King, and if it's going to plan for Rio.
4 men here. Well, there's not a great deal between them. Jace Sadiandure, as he's known in Norwegian, there, a former Gambian, very popular figure in Norway. He has a best of 9.99 for 100. Harry Akinzariti there, a former World Youth and World Junior champion. He has a best of 10.08. Munyai of South Africa goes in 3. And Charles Buchanan Harris. Well, really good crowds in Deansgate with this very mild weather having welcomed people out, although there are coats in abundance, but it's actually quite a nice evening, although a bit of sun wouldn't have gone amiss. But over on the far side, well, you've got the experienced figure of Sadiandure from Norway, 32 years old now, a European Championship 100-metre bronze medalist back in 2012. He's been there and done it, really, Sadiandure. Harry Akinzarite, second from the top in the Blackfest. In lane 2 for Sutton District Club. Then the South African Munyai and Ed Oberon. Next to the camera. Away they go. Now, look at Harry Akinzarite, twice the size of the South African in white, who's struggling at the moment. He hasn't travelled well, but Harry Akinzarite certainly has. Powering away with this one. Sadiandure should come back at him here through the second half, but that's a good win for Harry Akinzarite. Brilliant run. What a way to kick off his season. He'll be delighted with that with Harry Akinzarite. This man has had a real roller coaster of a career, really, with those massive youngster triumphs at World Youth and World Junior level, and then so many injuries. This man of Ghanaian descent knows how to celebrate. Harry Akinzarite, well, frankly, won that very comfortably indeed, Stuart. It was impressive.
Yeah, his start was good. He got good cadence. He was really powerful. And also Ed Oberon of Great Britain, the Shaftesbury Barnet athlete on the near side, was going well too. And Dury nowhere near the form that we've seen in the past, but Akinzarite won that and won it very, very comfortably. He went through the 100 metres in 10.27 there, if you saw that on the caption. So that was a very, very fine run. This will just confirm everything with Akinzarite at 15.10, Ed Oberon 15.26, and Sadiandure 15.33 in third place.
150 is a bit far for me, and they got me through it, so thank you very much. But at the same time, it's this is what we need to do, bring the sport to the people. You know, I used to race my mates down the high street for a bit of fun. That's where it starts, you know, so it's nice.
Earlier on today, in the pole vault in Albert Square, in front of these big Manchester crowds, Katie Nagot of the USA took the win by 2 clear heights, clearing 4 metres 50, the very first time of asking. Total dominance from the American.
There is the lineup for this men's T44 100 metres. It's a single below the knee amputee or physical disability, resulting in similar movement patterns category. Peterson, Wallace, the world #1, Strang and Satis is the lineup. All eyes should be on Wallace here in the black strip. He ought to be in a different class. He's wearing that traditional garb of a reverse baseball cap and the dark glasses, although on this particular grey Manchester even, I'm not quite sure how necessary they are. He says the cap helps keep the sweat out of his eyes. Well, I just wonder how much sweat he's producing this evening. That line up again, right of picture in 1, Paul Peterson of the USA, his compatriot Jared Wallace, the world #1, in the black there, second to right. Felix Strang of Germany won the Great Manchester event in this 200 last year, or 2 years ago. And then Satis nearest the camera there for Greece. Well, Strang got away really well, and he's holding a Wallace stride for stride through the middle of the race. It's only a 100 though, just beginning to ease away now as Wallace, but it's a very, very tight finish there. Boy, oh boy, now on paper, Wallace is some 3 metres or so quicker, but did Strang hold him there for about 70 metres until the American just began to battle away and earn that gap. But it was very, very tight indeed. Jared Wallace, though, lives up to his world #1 ranking. Good start from him, but Strang probably took the race to him there, second from nearest the camera in the red there, right alongside Wallace.
Yeah, he certainly did. Good retention of form by Wallace to do that. Remember, he was 6th in the 400-metre final in London 2012, won by Oscar Pistorius. And that run by Felix Strang, the German, very, very good indeed.
Strang He's run 11 seconds dead this year, and he was under it there tonight. 10.97 behind Wallace's 10.92. The wind has eased, plus 2.6 behind those four, but Wallace and straying from Saitis and Pedersen there. Pedersen 11.66 in fourth.
What do you take out of a race like tonight when you're up against somebody like Felix Strang, who's obviously a great talent as well?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, unbelievable. He dropped underneath 11 for the first time this year, and unbelievable competitor, strong athlete, so it's going to be a great year this year, shaping up to be a good one.
We wish you well for Rio, Jared. Well done.
Thank you.
Lucy Hatton of Great Britain drawn in 1. Tiff Porter, Great Britain 2. Sarita Solomon, Great Britain 3. And Isabel Pedersen of Norway in lane 4. Lucy Hatton got a very good start, but Tiff Porter's really flying, and also Pedersen on the near side. Porter and Pedersen with Hatton in third place at the moment. Look at this. Tiff Porter's absolutely flying away now, wins that, and Hatton recovers to come second from Pedersen in third. 12.89, and that's a British Olympic qualifying standard, but of course he already has that at 12.72. Tiff finds those times very easy indeed, and that was a very good race. But Hatton got a good start, and then Pedersen on the near side went very well, but then Hatton recovered in the final stages.
Yeah, Tiff Porter got a great start. Sarita Solomon was really left in the blocks, but she's a great technician as Tiff Porter. She doesn't really get the credit she deserves for being so consistent. She's one of the few Europeans, although she is of American origin, who can really mix it with the best of the Caribbean and the USA in a British vest come the major championships.
Well, Porter 12.89, Hatton 13.15, a very good performance by her. And then Isabel Pedersen 13.30 and Sarita Solomon in fourth.
You always manage to time your season so well. You build, knock little bits off your time bit by bit, and get it right when it really matters. Is that how you approach a season?
Absolutely. The championships are the main focus. Obviously, you want to continue to work hard throughout the season. We're still in some very heavy training, so I'm just very pleased to come away with the win today.
There it is, Malmön of Germany in lane 1, Dave King of Great Britain in 2, Ryan Wilson, USA 3, Andreas Martinsen of Denmark in lane 4. This could be a close race because I'm not sure what sort of form Ryan Wilson's in. He's either very good or not so good. Erratic is the word I would use. But Malmön, King, Wilson and Martinsen, the men's high hurdles. Well, actually, King got a very good start indeed. He's leading this field at the moment on the near side. Martinsen going well. And I tell you what, Wilson has got up fine. So, and all of a sudden King hit a hurdle and he's gone. Well, Wilson did get it in the end. But my goodness me, that was pretty ragged. 13.62 the time on the clock. But a very, very interesting race. And certainly Dave King was going brilliantly. And Martinsen in the end, well, let's have a closer look at this. A bit ragged all round to the first hurdle, but look at this. On the far side, Dave King getting away brilliantly. On the near side, Martinsen going well, and Wilson having a lot of work to do. Here comes the problem in a moment for King. There he is, he's almost stopped, and it's very tight for second place, but no doubt about Wilson's win there. Very, very good performance.
Yeah, David King there had such a big lead. I don't know if it was the pressure getting to him, he realised he was beating an athlete of the calibre of Ryan Wilson, who's so close to sub 13 seconds, or if it was that wind factor blowing him into the barriers. There's a 2.9 wind behind them. Fabulous run that from the City of Plymouth man there, second to right King. What a shame, look, clatters into that 9th barrier, sends it flying, and it cost him 2 or 3 metres. Ryan Wilson coming through for a fairly modest winning time, I have to say, of 13.62 there, second to left.
Well, let's have a check on the result there. Wilson and Martinsen, the first two, 13.62, 13.73. Dave King, even with that clattering of the hurdle, 13.79. And even Malmön broke 14 seconds. So that was a good race in the end, if a bit ragged. Plus 2.9 meters per second win.
Well, tremendous race between you both there, and I think, David, you thought you must have had it until that penultimate hurdle, was it?
Yeah, I was gutted to hit that hurdle, but the hurdles are coming at me so fast. Like, the track's unbelievably fast. Like, I think Ryan will agree, like, the hurdles just fly at you, and then when it flew at me too fast, hit it, almost fell. I'm just watching it back now. It's horrible to watch, but I'm really pleased with the run. It's a good sign of things to come.
He was having a great race, right? Pushing me the whole way. So, you know, it was really fun to come out here. I love having the eyes and the crowd right here on you. But yeah, it's all about progression, and this meet was an important meet for me to progress towards my goals this year.
Well, the long jump in Albert Square, there were just 6 competitors. This is Frederick of the USA, Norris Frederick, in round 2, going up to 7:47. It put him into second place, but it was his only legal jump of his series. Just 4 jumps, remember, for each athlete in this City Games format. Perfect on the board there, Frederick, but he couldn't get any of his other 3 right. Many turning up, though, to watch the Olympic champion, the world, Commonwealth and European champion, Greg Rutherford. Here he is in round 3. Fabulous speed from the big fella. And that one coming down at 8 meters and 3 centimeters. That barrier of 8 meters is the real benchmark of world class. Rutherford, so consistent, goes beyond it again and again. Good height on that effort. And a really good leg shoot to take the lead. That third round effort. He's gone much further in outdoor competition already this year, so we know he's in good form. This is JJ Jegede of Great Britain, in number 2 or 3 British jumper, in round 3, moving from 4th to 3rd with this effort, which comes down at 7 meters 43. He doesn't look too happy with it. Good on the board. Sprint speed, absolutely critical, of course, in the long jump. To then convert it with some decent vertical lift is what gives you the distance, but 7:43, solid, if a long way off his personal best. Greg Rutherford, though, saving the best till last, thrilling the crowds in Albert Square with this 4th round effort, 8 meters 20. Truly a world-class performance in this specially constructed pit. And getting the timing absolutely perfect there, as he did on the board. He's a wonderful technician. So hard to beat. Will make a stout defense of his Olympic title in Rio. But that very, very encouraging indeed. In round 4, Melvin Echard of the USA, well, he was struggling. He was down in 5th place up to this point. But this effort of 7 meters 53 moved the American to 3rd place, just easing onto the rostrum behind Greg Rutherford and Norris Frederick. Looked a little untidy there, but nonetheless gets the result. Greg Rutherford, of course, a man who can train where he likes, chooses to train in the USA in recent weeks and is benefiting from that with that comfortable victory. Well, 8 meters 20 back to Echard, 7:53. That's a huge goal. Frederick with 7:47 in 3rd.
I thought this year I'm going to spend as much time as I can in the heat with Dan, my coach, and a great training group. We've got Fabrice Lapierre, Mitch Watt, Cristobal Netti, and some like the best long jumpers that are currently around in the world. And I want to be around those guys. I never shy away from competition, and that's in practice as well. So for me, we've been working very hard the last 3 months. I'm actually going to go back there in a couple of weeks just to get the last little prep done, and then we're going to have hopefully a good run into the Olympics.
Well, there is the full lineup. Cleo Van Buren of the USA, former US junior champion, 100 and 200 meters, has never really developed as Van Buren. 30 years old now, lifetime best of 11.10. Skippers, Barceletta and Muller making up the rest of the lineup. Van Buren at the top then for the USA, but all the action surely in those 2 middle lanes. Daphne Skippers second from the top. one of the fastest women in history at 200. She will come strong late in the race. Tiana Bartoletta might lead over the first half there, second to left. And Muller to the left of picture. The women's 100 metres. Not a bad start there for Skippers. She so often gets left, although Bartoletta was quickie. But here comes up Skippers now, easing away by more and more with every stride. This is a big, big win. Watch the clock. 10.94. Again, a City Games record. Plus 2.7. That win just over the legal limit. But frankly, we know her form is supreme. 10.83 just recently. That was in Doha, about just under 2 weeks ago, actually. But she's thrashed Bartoletta there, frankly, in sprint terms, Stuart.
Yes, it was. She got away brilliantly. Bartoletta got away well too, but it's always the second half of the race. Skippers, of course, is the world champion at 200 metres. She's got speed endurance, she's got strength endurance, and my goodness me, she is going to be tough to beat. Really. Bowie did it in Doha, but only just 10.80 to 10.83. But my goodness me, she is so tough to beat.
Very special at the Olympic Games.
There's her time, 10.94, 2 or 3 metres ahead of Bartoletta's 11.19. Muller and Van Buren in third and fourth.
Well, it's always great to see the world's biggest stars coming here to Manchester, take part in the City Games, and you certainly are that now. Can you quite believe what's happened to you the last year or two in sprinting?
Yeah, I see it when people see me. It's very special for me, and it's a total different world, that I say, and yeah, make some new steps, and I hope that I can run fast this year.
So let's look at the lineup for the men's 100. Ujar, Great Britain. Bromell, USA. Collins, St Kitts and Nevis. Kilty, Great Britain. Should be a good one, this. Ujar, Bromell, Collins, Kilty. The men's 100 metres. Well, no problems at the start. Kilty going well, Bromell going well. Ujar didn't get away well at all, and Collins is putting some pressure on at the moment. Kim Collins is going brilliantly at the moment. Collins, I think, and over the far side, Ujar gave 10.07, plus 3.2. But what about that, Kim Collins? How dare you? 40 years old, absolutely superb. That was a very, very good race indeed. He's always there or thereabouts. He's run 4 Olympic Games. He said he's being denied yet again by his governing body in St Kitts and Nevis to go to the Olympic Games in Rio. And we'll sort that out in a moment. What a very, very good race indeed that was.
Well, the temptation, Stu, of course, is to say that Bromell should have won that. There might be something humiliating about being beaten by a 40-year-old, but Kim Collins there, like a rocket out of the blocks, never gave Bromell a chance to come back, and there was no weakness in his race. 10.07 there, 3.2 following win. Kilty, a world indoor champion on the near side, was beaten as well. But Kim Collins, well, he's like a fine wine. He goes on and gets better and better.
Big performances on the evening, but that is one of them. Kim Collins, 10.08. Bromell, 10.14. Ujar, 10.15, just down, and Kilty, 10.20.
Kim, you defy age yet again. Over 40, twice this guy's age here to your left, and yet you took the victory.
Yes, and you know, when you step on the line, age has nothing to do with it. We step on the line as men, and that's what it's about. Age has nothing, and I'm very happy to be able to do it at this age. And you know, Manchester is one of my favorite places after, 14 years? So it's great.
I know, Commonwealth champion here 14 years ago. That's hard to believe. That's where you first shot to fame, and you've had many successes since. What do you think you can possibly achieve then at this age? In Olympic year?
Well, I just want to run under 10 seconds. I'm not sure what's going to happen about Rio, but my personal goal, first man under 10 at 40, and I'm good to retire.
Really? That's it after that?
Well, I want to come back indoors and set the world indoor record at 40, so I have to come back next year indoors.
Okay, so after the indoor season next year, we might see the end of you.
Yes.
I hope not. Trayvon, we've got a lot more to see of you, of course. You've burst onto the scene in such spectacular style, but this guy just had you today.
Yeah, it was a great race. I had jumped out, then I kind of stumbled a little bit, and I was like, dang. Then I just started seeing him moving, and I tried to bring my speed back up, but too late to really kick, so I was like, he got it.
So Kim Collins rolls back the years and reminds the new kid that sometimes you don't get everything your own way. Whilst Daphne Skipper's incredible run of form just goes on, and yet again, world number 1 Greg Rutherford delights the home crowd. Until the next time, it's goodbye from Manchester.
I've never been this far. My feet won't touch the ground.